The radio ratings came out at lunchtime yesterday and immediately gave several radio personalities acute indigestion. The news was good, however, for a couple of stations in particular, 5AD and SAFM. It bolted away to become the highest rating radio station in Australia. Well, later in the afternoon, one in Brisbane beat it by a smidgen. It's a remarkable operation and an expanding one with a recent successful move into the big Melbourne radio market. About 350,000 people in Adelaide listen to the station every week, and most of them are regular visitors to what they call the morning zoo. I called in on it this morning. Even the people who don't listen to South Australia's only commercial FM station know about the Sky Show, SAFM's highest community involvement in more ways than one. The station has been on top of the ratings for nearly 3 years now, and its breakfast program pulls the most listeners of all.
FM. Good morning, 7:47. Bit of classy music here, mate.
John Vincent is the ringmaster of what they call the morning zoo. You've been working in radio for about 93 years now.
94, actually. You started me off.
He's the linchpin, but there are plenty of hidden ingredients in the successful breakfast recipe, including his offsiders, like Grant Cameron.
Don Dunstan dips his toe into the political pool.
The pace of the program comes from the little inserts, like that one. They've gathered meters of sound effects on cartridges, about 2.5 hours worth at last count, and preparing them is part of the hidden workload.
The good thing about this place, Keith, really is it doesn't feel like you're coming to work. It feels like you're coming to fun. And the good thing is that they pay you at the end of the week. I mean, that's...
You're getting paid now.
Right now, viewers, I'll give you the clue because we've got heaps of tickets to give away.
So this is what the ubiquitous Greg Arious looks like. The program gets out and about every day thanks to the most uncouth of the morning zoo team.
What's this? What's this? Take it off!
Meanwhile, in the newsroom, they maintain a little more decorum. Their part of the breakfast program comes from a separate booth.
And she says that she's shocked to see how incredibly nervous these professionals get when they're redoing public appearances.
Oh, get off, woman.
More bits of business. SAFM owes much of its on-air success, though, to the man who takes care of the serious business behind the scenes, General Manager Paul Thompson. He put together a strong team back in 1980, most of whom have stayed. Now the SAFM package is being exported to Melbourne. The South Australian company has purchased Fox FM.
Many of the principles that we've applied to SAFM are now being applied to the Fox, and it's had immediate results. It was fourth last year in Melbourne, and that was its best performance. And in the recent survey, it's within a whisker of being number one.
4 of the station's management staff spend up to half their time now applying their trade secrets to the Fox. One of them is a deliberately low ad content. They're allowed 18 minutes to the hour, but what do they run?
About 8 to 10 minutes.
So you're really only running at half what you could run theoretically.
That's right, yeah. And it's been a policy right from the start.
One of the advantages of having a sort of fairly low commercial content is that we can play longer songs. I mean, not in the past in breakfast radio, you can only play songs that went for 2 or 3 minutes.
Secret ingredients aside, the proof is in the ratings pudding. And the SAFM staff deservedly let their hair down yesterday after their 10th survey win in a row. They were the first FM station in Australia to do it back in 1984, and they've been there ever since. Especially the Morning Zoo, which attracts a record audience for the 1980s in the prestigious 18 to 39 group.
Well, the zoo actually attracts 50% of the population in that age group every morning. So half of Adelaide in that age group is listening to the zoo.
So John Vincent and his team are the rock on which the SAFM phenomenon is built. And perhaps the most important ingredient is that they're not perfect. They sound like a lot of their breakfast listeners feel.
The SAFM Morning Zoo, it's 8:29, 5:29, doesn't time fly?
Especially when you're having fun. This is State Affair. Back after the break.